What's good, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope y'all are having a great 4th of July weekend so far. This new episode of Power is fucking crazy. A lot of shit. Ghost is pretty much trying to, you know, figure out this jail life shit because it ain't working out. He even got his ass beat last week on the last week's episode. The guards fucked him up, and he's feeling the effects of that shit this week. Like even when he was in his cell trying to take a piss, like dude was hurting. He had blood literally coming out his urine. Like that's how bad they whooped his ass. And then he limping around and shit like that. I say, yo, that's crazy, cuz. Them cops, them motherfucking guards put a beating on his ass. Like, seriously, they be really fucking people up like that in prison, yo. They be doing that shit. Especially when you, like, in there for certain shit, especially cop killing. They don't fuck around. Like, dude was limping bad. Like, he was in some hella pain. So then Proctor, he basically met up with his lawyer, Joe Proctor. Proctor basically trying to prep him for trial. Get him ready for the questions that the prosecution is gonna ask him and stuff like that. Ghost don't want to be on the stand. He don't want to be on the witness stand, but it might come down to that. So Proctor told him like just keep a low profile. He asked him about the beating and stuff that he got, and he asked him did he fight back? Because he told him in jail you have to be James St. Patrick. Like you have to separate James St. Patrick from Ghost because you don't want to show them that. You know what I mean? You got to separate that. Keep a low profile while you up in here. Don't fight back. Basically, be a punk bitch is basically what Proctor wants him to be. He basically wants Ghost to be a bitch in a way. At least until they get him out of there, the trial, I can understand it. But it's hard for Ghost to do, yo. It's hard. I know it's killing Ghost not to fight back. I know it is. Like, all that being in jail fucking with his mind. Like, because prison will do that shit to you. Like, I wasn't built for jail. I know if I go to prison, like, I probably wouldn't last 15 minutes. I ain't no jail type of motherfucker. I ain't the motherfucker to go up in prison and have somebody telling me when I can eat, what time I'm eating, what I'm eating, when I could get out my cell. Hell no. Hell no. I ain't that motherfucker right there. I ain't that dude. Like I be a fighting motherfucker every day. So just hey, you have to tase me, whoop my ass. Yo, I be just a insubordinate motherfucker. But so the prosecution, while James is basically being, prepped for trial, the prosecution are prepping for trial, going over what they want to do, what angle they want to pursue. They basically kind of want to make it look like it was like a love triangle that went bad between Knox and James and Angela. Angela sitting there eavesdropping, so she come up in there. They prepping her because she don't want to be on the witness stand either. But they're prepping her because John was saying, one of the prosecutors was saying, we might have to put you on the stand. He just looking at all possibilities right now because he don't know which way it's gonna go. So he asking her all these questions and shit like that. I can't stand this bitch Angela. I'm gonna tell you right now, Angela is probably enemy number one on this show. All the fans cannot stand this bitch. I have not liked her since season one. Like since she first was introduced, I didn't like this bitch because I knew she was foul. I knew it. I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. She was foul. So anyway, Tasha trying to talk to the kids. They at the penthouse and stuff having breakfast. She trying to talk to the kids, reassure them that their father is innocent and stuff like that. Tariq being a little fuck boy, sitting there trying to act like his father guilty or whatever. Being a little prick. So after that, Keisha go over to Tommy crib because she worried about all the shit that's going on with Ghost too, and she worried about it affecting her business and stuff like that. And she's not trying to have that shit. She was like, yeah, no. She want out of this little business arrangement that she got with Tommy and Tasha, where they basically funnel money through her salon and shit. She want their name off her paperwork and stuff for her business. And Tommy told her right now they can't do that because with Ghost being locked up, the feds all over they shit, looking at all they, financial history and Tasha financials, them taking her name off the business right now would not look good. So they got to keep the shit going right now, at least for now. But she worried because of her son and all that. That's what she worried about, and that basically brought like a flash to Tommy because Tommy was thinking about Holly and his unborn baby that he lost. You know, that's what he was thinking about. But Lala, let me tell you something. Lala Anthony is bad as fuck. I love Lala, yo. She's blazing, man. Carmelo, you better buy her a $5 million ring, brother. Some flashy jewelry, a new mansion in Bel Air, nigga. You better buy her something to make up for that, brother. Cause you can't lose something that look like that. And she got that hustler mentality. She out here making her own bread. She always been making her own bread even before Melo. So that's the type of woman you want. You feel me? Like, cause you got a lot of these chicks that marry dudes, NBA dudes, rappers, whatever, and they don't want to hustle. You know what I mean? Like the wives just sit at home or whatever, spending up all that bread. You don't want that. Nah. Get you a woman like Lala. There's plenty of them out here. But anyway, there's plenty of them. You just gotta learn how to pick them, bro. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. People gotta learn how to pick these women, man. So anyway, moving on from that, Andre pretty much is running the club. Um, Andre's in charge of the club right now. He had a staff meeting. So basically, he's running like a little side business in the club where when people buy bottles and shit like that, like champagne and all that expensive shit, they get like a truth box. Inside the box is like these pills. I think probably like they look like red pills or whatever, but it's kind of like an ecstasy type of drug, I think. So he making money off of that too. They swiping their credit cards and shit. Business is booming in the club. That's when he get, that's what he trying to do. So he gets a call from James. James wanting to know what's good with the club, how everything going. He was like, he got everything covered. He been talking to Karen and her dad because they've been trying to thinking about pulling out because Truth was looking to expand and shit like that, open up more clubs around the world before all this shit happened. So now they looking at pulling out and shit like that because of James going to prison. So Dre had to basically talk them off the ledge, like, get them to change their mind about pulling out. So right now, he running the club, doing his thing with the club or whatever. So anyway, this dude, Cristobal, I guess, he's thinking about working with Tommy and all them. So he go to meet with some people that's connected with Tommy and stuff like that, some gang that's connected with him. He want to meet their connect. So Julio get word about it from the gang, and he tell Tommy. So he tell Tommy about it, and Tommy took it as disrespect because he was like, "Damn, I only been to fucking Connect for 5 minutes, and already the motherfuckers disrespecting. They want to talk to connects and distributors and stuff like that behind my back." So Tommy wanted to handle it, but Julio was like, "Nah, let me take care of it." So then he was asking him about ghosts and shit. So, Tommy was like, shit, we could fucking do about it, you know what I'm saying? But Julio wanted to try to help in some capacity, because he felt like he owed ghosts or whatever. And Tommy was like, motherfucker, I get that y'all got this little sentimental connection and shit, but right now we need to focus on the business. You feel me? I feel him on that. I mean, ain't really nothing Tommy and them could do about it anyway. I mean, what the fuck can they do? Ain't really nothing, this is all politics and lawyers at this point. Ain't shit they could do to really help ghosts out this shit. And in my opinion, Ghost did all of this shit because of himself. He put all this shit on himself. Dang, ain't much you can do about it. Ghost should have never fucked that bitch, and he would have never been in this situation. So anyway, Tasha take the kids to school, and again she telling them, like when they go visit their father and stuff like that at the jail, don't call him Ghost over the phone and stuff like that because the phone calls are, they recorded, they monitor that shit. So don't call him Ghost at any point. He's James or he's Dad. You know what I mean? Don't call him Ghost at all. They trying to separate James from Ghost. You know what I mean? So, which is smart. So Raina gets out the car and goes into school. She's still talking to Tariq or whatever. He got this little dumb look on his face like he ain't listening to shit she telling him and he don't even care. And this photographer standing outside the car taking pictures of Tasha and Tariq and stuff. Tasha got out the car, told him to back the fuck up and leave her kids alone. So he's still sitting there snapping pictures and shit. So she take the camera and throw that shit on the ground. He told me, "Oh, I'm gonna file a lawsuit. You'll hear from my lawyer." I can't stand paparazzi, bitch. Nobody care nothing about you and your punk ass lawyer over a camera. Yeah, fuck up. Shouldn't be taking pictures of people. I mean, I get that's their job or whatever, but get the fuck on. Like seriously, move it along. Because that's some shit celebrities gotta deal with every day too. Like paparazzi all up in their face, snapping pictures and shit. It's like, okay, take one or two pictures and move the fuck on. Thank you. Motherfuckers is crazy. So Tariq go up in the school, and these little punk ass kids or whatever walking up to him talking about some that gun that you brought to school one time. Is that the same gun that your dad used to kill the FBI agent? And this dumb Nick, this motherfucker Tariq, he gonna walk up on the boy and talk about maybe he did. I said, this fool. Didn't your mother just get done telling you not to talk about that shit because anybody can misconstrue what you say? Stupid. Shut up. I mean, I get that you know, a little irritated by it or whatever like that. Just pop them in their mouth one time. That's what you gotta do. Just one time. Bet you they leave you alone. You don't even need words. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I listen. I don't like people all up in my space. Like you walk up on me asking me about my father and his business and what he do. You gonna, back up about 3 feet, and you don't want to back up. You gonna get dropped. That's what Tariq had to do. But I can't really stand Tariq at this point. He's starting to piss me off. So he sit there and call Kanan, asking Kanan, talking about something. He's sick of this whole shit with his father and his mother and all that. And he want to know for sure if his father did it or not. Kanan sitting there talking about something. Oh, I grew up with your father. He did that shit. He did that shit. And this fool Tariq talking about, yeah, he did. He a fucking liar. I said, Tariq is so naive and dumb. Like, just dumb and naive. Like, you gonna sit there and listen to what somebody tell you about your father, and you sitting there believing that shit. He's a fucking moron. That kid, I swear, yo, he just going down the wrong path, and whatever happened to him, I'm like, it is what it is. Like seriously, it just is what it is. So anyway, we move on to the scene where Ghost is in jail, sitting in the cafeteria eating his biscuit, and this little thugged out Fruit Loop come up. Yeah, this little thugged out Fruit Loop come up to him, walking up on him, complimenting his eyes and all that, talking about he looks scrumptious and this, that, and the third. Talking about something he want his biscuit and stuff. I said, oh Lord. Then he sit next to Ghost and start touching on Ghost. I said, I said this fool don't even know. Ghost did something though. Ghost he broke that fool hand. He broke his hand. And I said, and he did it so low key, like so that way nobody would notice and shit like that. So that way he wouldn't cause attention and stuff like that. This scene kind of reminded me of that scene in the movie Life, where the fat boy was asking Eddie Murphy if he was he was asking Martin Lawrence's character if he was gonna eat his cornbread, and he walked, you gonna eat your cornbread? That's how that Fruit Loop did when he walked up on him asking him about biscuit. I said, this little fruity goga motherfucker. Ghost done broke that fool hand, and then the white boy Tony, the older guy, told Biscuit, and mind you, go sitting there eating a biscuit, and the boy name is Biscuit. I say, yo, I can't. The boy name is Biscuit, and he asking for a biscuit. I said, come on now, come on, writers, y'all had to put that shit in there. Come on, bruh. So, Tony, the older white dude, told Biscuit to go about his motherfucking business. He's like, yo, leave him the fuck alone. Like, go about your business, bruh. I said, for real, yo. People be doing that shit in prison, yo. I love how they do this shit because that's some real life shit. This how motherfuckers do in prison. Like, they be on that fruity shit walking up on you, like, trying to push up on you. You got to show them motherfuckers, like, yo, I ain't with that. You better move the fuck along before you get shanked. I'm just saying, move the fuck along. So, anyway, after that, it's the night of the club or whatever. Andre's at the club. The club is popping. He got mad people in there. It's packed. And he basically just watching everybody do bottle service and stuff like that. People buying bottles, but they also getting that truth box with the pills and shit in it. Handing over their credit cards, swiping that shit. Dre just making money up in that club. Dre, when he was in the club, he reminded me of a young Ghost. Like he do look like a younger version of Ghost. Like he could be Ghost's son the way he was in that suit in the club and shit, and he just watching business and shit booming. Like he reminds me of a young Ghost. Like he just up in there making that bread. Honestly though, I don't really see Dre being on this show past this season. I don't see it because Tommy already don't like him. He's suspicious of him, and I think if Tommy find out that he had something to do with Tariq getting kidnapped or he knew who had Tariq, He's gonna pop him. And then you got to deal with Kanan on top of that. And Kanan already, the only reason Kanan even keeping this motherfucker alive, because he basically, handed him 40K a week from the club and shit, from the club profits and shit. That's the only thing keeping him alive. But anyway, moving on from that scene, Proctor is basically meeting up with the fucking press. Proctor's smart. He got in front of the press and he told James earlier he was going to talk to the press and try to get them on his side. And by being in the press, you also kind of sway the jury selection too. Like whoever become a jury member and stuff like that, you kind of get them on your side. That sympathetic shit. Trying to basically say James is a respected businessman and family man. He would never kill an agent. He's not a violent person. Basically trying to play the sympathy card, and he tried to play the race card against the prosecution. Trying to say they racist against his client. Mind you, one of the agents on the case is black. I'm just saying, he's black. But it was still smart though. And John, one of the prosecutors, he's pissed. And I think the only reason John is pissed, obviously, is because he didn't think of that shit first. He didn't go to the media first before Proctor did. Proctor had the smarts to get in front of the camera first. John is pissed because he don't want to lose to Proctor again, because I guess they got previous history or whatever. John already don't like Proctor because he lost a case to him before. And he was like, I'll be damned if I lose another fucking case to this motherfucker. So now he bitching up and he want to go run to the motherfucking judge and get a gag order against Proctor so Proctor can't talk to the press. That judge told him, motherfucker, please, you need to get in the game. You just mad because he beat your ass and he beat you to the press before you could think of doing that shit. So he denied his gag order. I said, exactly. Deny that shit. Angela, I don't even know why she even on this case. She talking about, oh, because they got to make sure that they got the evidence or whatever. So she talking about some, oh, I'll check out the fingerprints. Why is Angela even on this case? It's a conflict of interest. You were banging the defendant and you were banging the victim. It's a huge conflict. You shouldn't even be still on this case. You should be on the sidelines, reading about it in the paper like everybody else. You shouldn't even be on this shit. Like, seriously. Why are you even on this case? Like, the bitch is crazy. They shouldn't even have her on the fucking case. It's a huge conflict. So anyway, Tony meets up with his wife. She got cancer or whatever. She was telling him that she visited him in jail. She told him that was probably gonna be her last visit by herself because the cancer is just, overtaking her and she's too sick to go by herself to visit him. And she need money because the doctor says that there's an experimental drug treatment that they can give her that can, possibly help her, but the doctor need the money up front. Um, they initially gave her 18 months to live, but I guess now she got a year instead of the full 18 months. So now she got a year. So Tony was telling her like he's gonna try to do his best to get the money, and that's when his lawyer had visited him and told him about St. Patrick and all that. Like he wants to know about St. Patrick, like ghosts. And he want, they told him the lawyer was telling him about Tommy and all that shit. So he want to know about Ghost and Tommy, where they grew up, um, all that shit. My guess is he probably gonna try to like work with them or whatever to see if he can get some money out of them. Try to maybe protect Ghost while he in jail or whatever to get some money out of him or whatever. So anyway, Julio and his crew meet up with Cristobal and his boy, what's his name? Diego, I think his name is. So they meet up with them or whatever to talk business. But Cristobal, he don't know. He's skeptical about working with Tommy and Julio and them because of the Ghost situation. Everybody's worried about Ghost being in prison because Ghost knows too much, and that could be a problem for them because they don't know if he could snitch on all of them, dime them all out. They don't know, so they worried. But Julio trying to reassure him. That's when Diego and one of the other boys from Julio and Tommy crew get into it. And Diego punched Tommy boy in the fucking face, one of the black dudes that, roll with them. So he punched him in the face. Julio trying to calm the situation down, but he ain't really do shit about it. So it's just, about to get a little fucked. It's about to get a little crazy up in there. So now back at Club Truth, fucking Sandoval and the rest of the agents come up in there looking around the club and shit like that, searching. They got a search warrant for the club. So they searching around the club. This motherfucker Sandoval go up and he sneaks into Ghost's office. and he put on his black gloves and shit. Once he put on those gloves, I said, "Yup, he gonna try to frame Ghost." I knew it. He gonna try to plant some evidence. So he went behind a bar and moved the dish or whatever and put the gun that he shot Knox with and put it under there and try to hide it. So that way, one of the agents, and then when one of the agents came in, a few of the agents came in with Dre. They told Dre to open up the safe. They didn't find nothing or whatever. So the black agent went behind the bar and he found the fucking gun. I said, come on, y'all some dirty motherfuckers. So now, by him finding that gun, that fucks up the case for Proctor and Ghost now, because now they got the murder weapon. I was like, oh shit, this shit ain't looking good for my boy, man. Free Ghost, but this shit ain't looking good for Ghost, yo. Shit about to go down. So now Tasha brings the kids up to the prison to see Ghost. Um, he talking to the kids or whatever, trying to reassure them he gonna be out of there soon. Tariq, he told Tariq to be the man of the house, look after the kids, his siblings, and look after his mother, be respectful to his mother. But you already know how Tariq is. You know that shit goes in one ear, out the other. Whenever his parents try to tell him some shit, he don't want to hear it. Dumbass. That boy, yo, he just going down a fucking slippery slope at this point. He keep fucking around with Kanan. Cause his mother asked Tariq about Kanan, like, do he know somebody named Kanan? He ain't answer her or whatever. That's when the paparazzi had came up. Um, cause she was wondering, cause I remember even from the premiere episode of season 4, she was worried that Kanan might still be alive. So she wanted to know, like, is Slim? She didn't ask him that, but she wanted to know if Slim is really Kanan, cause she not so sure that he's dead. She wants to make sure Kanan is really dead, but he didn't really answer her. So anyway, fucking Tommy meet up with his crew, and he wanted to know what happened to the boy I, because the nigga got a little black eye or whatever. So he told him what happened with Cristobal and Diego and stuff like that. How he basically punched him in the face. Tommy was mad as fuck. He was like, so Julio didn't do shit about it. He was like, he ain't fuck him up. He ain't do nothing. Like he just gonna straight let you get punched in your face and ain't do shit. Cause Tommy ain't letting that shit slide. You fuck with one of his crew, it's going down. Like Tommy's that nigga. Like he will bust you in your shit. He will fuck you up. So anyway, Tommy go over to Keisha crib, see how she doing and shit like that. We all knew, we all knew, Tommy and Keisha was gonna smash. We knew, and he definitely got it in with Keisha. I didn't think it was gonna happen in like the second episode. I thought they was gonna do that shit in the premiere episode, but they did it in this episode. We all knew it was gonna go down. Um, Lala bad as fuck, yo. Any dude who gets the smasher, whether it's real or on TV, you a lucky motherfucker. The fact that you get to kiss that girl, you lucky. Like I'm just saying, that's how bad she is. I'm just saying, come on, bro. So yeah, they smashed or whatever, and then after they got finished or whatever, Keisha was letting them know like they can't let Tasha know that they smashing. I could definitely see some tension between Tasha and Keisha. Keisha kind of already is on the fence about Tasha right now because she's still pissed about that Sean shit because she feel like everything that's good in her life, Tasha comes and fuck it up and take it. Like she felt like her and Sean was getting close, and then Sean started fucking with Tasha. Then she feel like Tasha starting now. She feel like Tasha starting to take over her hair salon now. And Tommy was shocked when he found out that Tasha was fucking Sean. He didn't know. And Keisha filled him in on that shit. She was like, yeah, they was only fucking because she was trying to make Ghost jealous or some shit like that. And she was like, Ghost ain't even give a fuck because he was so into Angela, he ain't even give a fuck what Tasha was doing. So Tommy told her, he was like, yeah, we gotta keep that shit secret. It's definitely gonna be some drama this year. This season is gonna be some fucking drama between Keisha and Tasha. I already see it brewing. Just by the way Keisha was talking, like she's starting to get sick of Tasha ass because she feel like Tasha has so much. Now you trying to take shit from her now. It's about to be some beef, and I can't wait for it because I already know some shit about to go down. So the prosecution delivered their opening statement to the jury selection. to the grand jury. Proctor got wind of that shit. So basically, they going for the fucking needle now. They going for the death penalty on Ghost. They want the death penalty, and they also want to prove that Tommy Egan is really um that Tommy is really Ghost. If they can prove that shit, they can get Tommy on RICO charges and shit like that. So Tommy could be possibly looking at life in prison for RICO and for a host of other charges. And if they can prove that, basically Tommy and James or whatever killed Lobos. If they can prove that shit, they all looking at life. And Ghost still looking at fucking death penalty. So Tommy met up with fucking Proctor to talk to Proctor about this shit. Tommy still pissed a little bit at Ghost because he like, yo, if it wasn't for Ghost fucking with this bitch, none of this shit would be happening. Tommy's still pissed about that shit. He was like, we wouldn't be going through none of this shit if it wasn't for him fucking this bitch. Now he looking at fucking charges and shit. And Proctor was trying to tell him, he was like, yo, maybe you should lay low in the drug business. Tommy said, hell no. Tommy was like, yo, it's shit going down right now. He said, I can't step away from the drug game. Shit is going down. Like, he told Proctor, he was like, yo, fix this shit, handle this shit, or he was like, yo, I'm gonna kill you. Proctor is in a fucked up place right now because he ain't even know which way to go. So moving from there, Diego, the fat boy that was with Cristobal, he step in his car, lighting up a J. He step out the window, poke his head out the window. This motherfucking nigga Tommy got the gun pointed at his fat head, told him to get out. So he get out the car. This nigga Tommy told Diego to run. He told him to run. So Tommy get behind the car, start that bitch up. Fat boy start running. He start chasing behind him in the car. I say, oh, Tommy is a sick motherfucker. Tommy is sick. He started chasing him in the whip. So he told him to run faster. So he keep driving behind him. He finally run his big ass over. He cracked the fucking windshield. So then Tommy backed the fucking car up and run this nigga leg over. I said, oh my God. He got the tire literally sitting on this nigga leg. And he told old boy, he was like, yo, don't fuck with my crew no more. He said, motherfucker, show respect to my crew. He said, if I get any more fucking problems out of you and you start any shit with my crew again, it's gonna be a problem. So he was like, I just get the fuck off my leg. He said, motherfucker, say the magic words. He said, get the fuck off my leg, please. This motherfucking Tommy just pull off in this nigga car and he just laying there bleeding out his fucking leg. I say, oh, Tommy is the real fucking deal, my dude. He's the real deal. So Tasha is it's crazy, like the real fucking deal, man. So this dumbass nigga Tariq in an apartment building or whatever, some little low budget apartment building with Kanan. So they fucking break into an apartment or whatever, pick the lock at an apartment, and Kanan was asking him about his pops or whatever, about Ghost. And Tariq talking about, oh, I don't want to talk about that nigga. I don't want to talk about that nigga. This little boy is just straight up dumb, naive, and stupid. He gonna fuck around, just get himself in a world of trouble. He already in deep. So he asked Kanan about Kanan, because mind you, Kanan is going under an alias named Slim. So he asked him, do you ever know a dude named Kanan? And the real Kanan was actually like, yeah, we grew up that nigga or whatever, but he dead though. I said, oh man. So now Proctor meet up with Ghost to talk to him about the death penalty shit. And Ghost like, yo, Proctor basically telling him like John is probably the prosecution is gonna want you to flip on Tommy and all that shit on your crew. And you could get a lighter sentence. And Proctor was like, I'm advising you to do it. And fucking Ghost was like, nah. He said, that's the thing, you're not me. He was like, I'm not flipping on my niggas. Like, especially Tommy. Tommy been there for me. He's like, I ain't flipping on him. Hell no, he ain't about to snitch. He said, fuck that. He'll just take it for what it is. Fuck it, fight the charges. Do what you gotta do. So fucking Tommy crazy ass mother come over to his crib or whatever while she up in his crib. The fucking feds put a fucking tracking device under Tommy car. So him and his mother got a crazy relationship. They be cussing each other out and still kiss and hug. I said, them motherfuckers is crazy. So he told her, like where the money is just in case I get locked up or whatever, cause shit getting hot right now. The feds is coming after us, all the shit blowing up right now. So he said, you know where the extra money is if I get popped. So she take his car and he told her, he was like, don't fuck up the clutch or whatever, me and you gonna have a fucking problem. And then she want her mother ring back or whatever, because the ring that he gave Holly, Tommy was like, bitch, I ain't giving you back this fucking ring. He was like, shit, so you could pawn that shit again. His mother crazy, yeah. She trying to pawn the ring and shit. That bitch crazy. His mother be wildin'. But they got a sick relationship. Like they be talking shit to each other, still hug and kiss. I said, motherfucker's crazy. So Tasha get that phone call. Basically, somebody called her, probably Proctor called her and told her that Ghost is looking at the death penalty and shit like that. So you already know Tasha. She went to fuck over to Angela crib. This bitch sitting here drinking wine and shit. So Tasha went over to Angela crib and told her, you know fucking well he wouldn't kill an agent and put the fucking gun in his office. You know that shit suspect. You know it's stupid as fuck. And you know he wouldn't do it. But you know Angela being her little conniving ass self, I wanted Tasha to whoop her ass, but she can't touch her because the bitch is an agent. She got Tasha arrested. That's the only reason Tasha ain't bust that bitch in her face. But anyway, Tasha would have fucked her up. Tasha definitely would have beat that ass. I need somebody to smack fire out this bitch because Angela getting on my motherfucking nerves at this point. She shouldn't even be on this fucking case. Like Tasha should bust that bitch in her mouth. Like seriously. So this motherfucking nigga Kanan run up on Dre or whatever because he thought that Dre told Tariq about Kanan or whatever. But Dre was like, I ain't tell him shit. And Dre was telling Kanan, he was like, I thought I was paying you to stay away from the kid. He said, no, motherfucker, you paying me to stay alive. That's why I think Drake just gonna die by the end of this season because Kanan ain't fucking with him. Um. So anyway, Ghost called Tommy or whatever to let him know like about the death penalty and shit like that. And Tommy was like, "Shit, you scared? Motherfucker, I would. I'd be scared. I'm looking at the needle, motherfucker. Yeah, that's some scary shit." So you know, he told Tommy that he needed his help or whatever. He just wanted him to take care of his family and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And Tommy told him, he was like, I got you. I just hope Proctor could get my boy out this shit because they need to squash Angela like a fucking bug at this point. But anyway, yo, this episode was dope. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that comment button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see y'all later. Happy 4th of July weekend. I'm out. Peace.